Hello, yes, that's right. It's Joe here for Joyrider TV, live from the Nacra headquarters in Holland. And I'm amazed to be joined by Peter Vink, CEO of Nacra Sailing here in Holland. And he is here to answer your most challenging Nacra questions. I appreciate that a lot of you couldn't be here live, so we have got a number of preloaded questions. And I think we'll just crack on, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So question number one. This comes from AA Ron 21SE, and he says, "What are the latest boats from Nacra, and what is coming next?"
The two latest boats are the Nacra 500 and the Nacra 570 MK2, and we are now working on a smaller one. What comes under the 500. So that's are the latest boats.
Yes, so the smaller one, would that be like a similar kind of hull shape to the 500?
Yes, similar. And so it will be a composite boat. This is composite. We are looking further down the line to go to like rotor molding boats. But for now, this is the, maybe the last, one of the last smaller size composite boats, more in line with the 500 and 570, soft deck, that sort of stuff, similar looks.
Yeah, nice.
Looks and feel.
Slightly less beam.
Yep, less beam, less hull length.
Yeah, nice. All right, we look forward to seeing that one. Okay, next from Declan in Sweden. Hi, Declan. Nice to have you on board as always. Would be cool to hear more. It's quite a broad question about your design philosophy and what influences your design decisions. That's quite broad.
That's a broad one. Nacra in general is a racing brand. So all our designs have, racing DNA in it. So I can say, especially the composite boats we are now building, they are built for more leisure type sailors, but with a racing DNA in it. So the boat needs to steer well, sail well, behave, and when you sail it well, it goes quick and also easy. And I think the philosophy from Nacra is all about that and quality.
Yeah, and yeah, that's certainly something that I've experienced with the boats I've tried so far this week. The kind of ease, even the 18, it's like everything is super easy to use, so well designed. And
thank you.
Yeah, well, great job.
All of the team, eh?
Yeah, great team. Okay, so now we have Dan in Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii, who says, this is a good one. Is the new Evolution mainsail flatter or fuller than the previous Evolution mainsail? And what can help the leech stand up when trimming? Do we know?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we with as the Evolution falls in the F18 class, that's a constant development theme. Trying to update, trying to make the boat easy, trying to make the boat go quicker. And this winter we quite a mix of different sailors sailing the boat, giving different feedback. And on the end of the line, so we did some small updates on the boat. We moved the boom up on the mast slightly, so we have a better response to the main sheet. We have wider spreaders. We came up, so the mast is responding a little bit sooner. And in the sails, so that's more the question. What comes after that is we went flatter in the bottom to allow a little bit more room between the jib, for the slot between the jib and the mainsail. Oh, sorry, I forgot that one. We are long. And so the mainsail is especially in the bottom. So in general, it's a little bit flatter, but we still keep the power. You can flatten that very easy. And the jib is fuller. So basically, we put the power a little bit more in front of the boat. And that made the boat especially more easy. more easy, more responsive, and of course, we are building a boat for boat speed.
Yeah.
And we found, it's amazed. I'm doing it for a very long time in F-18 class, designing boats or working together, because I'm not doing it alone. We work together with Marley Melvin, but and designing sails, updating boats for more than 30 years.
Yeah.
And every time I'm amazed that you can find speed in boats, especially this type, because it is an open class. We have competition, and others are fiddling around in the winter as well.
Yeah.
We do the same. We are focusing just so that our customer are getting a boat. Our design target was make the boat easy, especially upwind.
Yeah, and would you say it has been optimized to make it kind of as easy as possible for perhaps not the top level sailor to be able to get towards the top performance of the boat?
It's for both.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, but make life easy for the weekend sailor and that buys a boat for his club and maybe occasionally sail a world championship or a local national championship. We want to make the boat, as good as we can, get them.
Yeah, of course.
And buy the boat, get it out of the box, put all the Nacra stuff on it, and don't focus on fiddling around, just win the race.
Yeah, nice. All right, so next one from Dan is any update on the new Nacra 20?
Yeah, that's going around, especially in the American market. There is a demand or questions about the more heavy sailors. Oh, we both are in that category. The more bigger sailors than what are now sailing maybe F-18 or smaller boats, or sailing old into 20s or 6.0s. That range. There is basically no boat out there except for the F-20 carbon, but that's maybe a little bit too up there.
Yeah.
As a racing boat, it has wider beam, difficult to transport, etc. So there was a lot of, for a couple of years, we had questions about why are we not launching a new Inter 20? So one of the people that is pushing this is our dealer in the United States, Hardy, from East Coast Sailboats, and so we decided to try it out. There is now a boat being built, and actually one of us is going there now, and to try it out and see. And what we are doing now is we're using the Nacra F-20 hulls, and we put a 260 beam on it, similar as the F-18, and we use the same mast as we used on the Inter 20, the same length, but aluminium. We used that also in the later days of the Inter 20 years ago. And same sail area, because we know that it works on that boat. And we put a deck sweeper on it. We decided to do that, but with more room for the crew. So it is not as big as what a F-18 has, what doesn't give you so much room. So we went in the middle a little bit, so to give a little bit. So next week it will hit the water, and we'll see
pictures of it after next week.
Yes.
Excellent. Waiting to see what this bad boy is going to look like.
Yeah. So and why not?
Very nice. Okay. Next, Rich. I don't know where Rich is. He said he's got a F-16 carbon, and he wonders why the rigging guide doesn't suggest bringing the daggerboards up on the downwind point of sail until the wind reaches 18 knots. He says, is there no risk of breakage below these sorts of wind?
No, the boards are very strongly built. So, we build them as strong as, necessary. And we build them so you can sail with a strong wind and the board drops down. For example, your rubber, your system is weared out and it drops down, and then you break your board. We don't build them as that. So no worries about breaking, but I think it is a good idea just yeah, when the boards up is a thing in sailing. You know, it's sort of reefing your mainsail on a big boat. It takes so much power out of the boat. So it's not only for downwind. Downwind, you don't need the power to push the boat up. But in when the wind increase, even above maybe 14, 15 knots, you could try to raise your boards and take some power out of the boat instead of pulling all the cunning on the mainsail and using mast rotation.
So would you say on the F-16 it's optimal on the downwind, leaving the boards down until it starts getting a little bit too twitchy?
For downwind, it's always optimum to keep them a little bit up.
Just
yeah.
Cool. So there you go, Rich. You're not going to break your boards. I think that's the bottom line there. Okay, next. This is from Nick, who for some reason I'm getting the impression he's in Australia. Maybe. Would love to know if Nacra would ever consider upgrading the back beam on the F20, as we can see it is the same as on the 15, and the big loads on the 20 means it can flex a bit.
Every boat flex on the rear beam, and especially the 20 because it is a big boat.
Yeah.
But we are now putting that boat on the market since 2009, and I've never seen one breaking.
So it might flex, but it's not going to break.
Of course, it will flex more than on a 15, which is a smaller boat.
Yeah.
But, when we designed that boat, we looked at the rear beam and front beam and how what the loads will be, and it should be fine.
Yeah.
And it's proven that it is fine. So yes, it flex for sure. If you put a camera on it, I did that.
Oh, and you can see it.
You can see it flexing, but you see that also on F18.
Yeah.
On every boat. And maybe it's good to flex it a little bit because it's as similar as ice. When it flex and it noise a little bit, it doesn't break.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Last question for you, Peter.
Yep.
I have a Nacra 500 Mark II with a Furling spinnaker.
Yep.
What halyard tension do you recommend for various wind strengths and angles?
The kite is designed to have full load on the left. There is also a Dyneema rope in the front as a luff rope, because if you don't have the tension on it, the kite will not furl. And of course, you can tune it in upwind and downwind. Normally, the spinnakers work really well in light conditions, maybe to ease it a little bit, but you have to be careful when you do that. When you want to furl it,
you have to pull it back on.
You have to pull it back on, because otherwise the furler doesn't work as well.
Yeah, and with these Furling Jenicas, are you getting quite winds? You're getting quite close to the wind more than with a conventional.
Yes, they're not made to go as deep as a normal one. Otherwise, you cannot furl.
Yeah, so more kind of code zero style.
It's between there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff. Well, was there on this one? Oh yeah, sorry, I did say we. No, I think we're all good actually.
All right.
So, perhaps we'll just have this last one, which is from Jochen in the live chat. Jochen says, is it possible to re-rig the Evolution with a conventional boom and foot so that he can use a non-deck sweeper mainsail?
Of course. Yeah.
Just have to put on a. Would the boom height as it is now be similar to where?
The boom is next to the sail. So if you want to put an old sail in it, you can put a straight or even the curved boom.
Yeah.
Just put a straight sail on it.
Without having to move the gooseneck.
No.
Same position.
No. I think it will be. It doesn't look nice, but it's sailable.
It will do the job.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All
right.
Well,
thanks very much, Peter.
No problem. Thanks for you're here.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so Peter, CEO of Nacra, everybody. All right, so
who's next?
Next. All right, we're going to have Walter, who you will know by now. Oh, you need the microphone, by the way.
Oh, I need the microphone.
We have Walter, who is the accounts and events manager here at Nacra Sailing. And you will now know this guy's face because he was my tour guide for the look around the facility here. So thanks, glad you could join to answer some challenging questions.
Yes, of course. And we are very glad to have you here and have the possibility to have actually this live Q&A. But I think you already answered a lot of questions with Peter, right?
We've been answering some questions, yes. So,
and I saw also, because I was just having the live video on my computer screen, so I was following up, and I saw a lot of comments also coming inside of the chat.
Okay, let's.
I think a lot has been answered also with Peter himself.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'll just check in with everyone who's checking in. So Brillo, who I believe is on Texel in the Netherlands, says, "Would you like to join us in Texel?" That's Texel if you're from England.
Who's asking this?
Brillo.
Brillo
from the club there.
Ah, cool. Okay. Oh, the top one.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Great range of boats, but unfortunately, Brillo, I am having to leave Holland after I've finished here at Nacra. Although I will be at the Cat Club in, how do you say it?
Bruinisse.
Bruinisse.
Yeah.
On Saturday morning. So if anybody's in the area, do pop down, say hello. All right. And we've got Robbie, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, I believe. Hello, Robbie. Great to have you with us. Forgot to mention in my question, what is the reason for changing the new Nacra 20 from glass construction to CF for the hulls? I don't think I know what CF is. Carbon fiber.
Yeah. So I think the biggest reason why we have chosen for this change is a money-wise decision. Carbon fiber is, of course, the best material, in my opinion, to build a hull for a catamaran, for weight and strength. Only money-wise and cost-wise, it's a big expense to build actually the hull from carbon, of course.
Yeah. Do you have a rough? Be pretty rough. What, you know, if a carbon hull costs, let's just say 3,000 to make, what would, for the same shape hull, what would it be in glass?
Yeah, that's
what sort of percentage, you could say?
That's a very good question. I think if we look for the cost at the moment for example, a 17 compared with an 18, it's almost the same length, and it actually has the same length of mast, but the one boat is from aluminium and glass fiber, and the other one is from carbon and carbon.
Yeah.
I think the difference in price is around 15K already. Of course, you cannot count the daggerboards and foils, but it's a huge step in building price and material cost to move over to the carbon.
So it's kind of like 40% more, maybe.
Yeah, I think if you really want to have a percentage, we're looking at 30% or something.
Yeah. Okay, nice one, Robbie.
And it will be cheaper to repair, because otherwise you will need a carbon repair guy. And me personally, I can do glass fiber repairs, but so very nice and good looking carbon repairs is big top of above my level.
Yeah.
So I think, how are your repair skills doing?
With excellent repair skills, as you will have seen in the videos, but I am not an expert in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But with epoxy or polyester fiberglass.
So I think that's also a reason, maybe, to keep it easy to handle and keep it up and running, is to choose for a glass fiber one.
Yeah, cool, man. All right, just all right, we've got Cuxolly on board, channel member. He's going to be here tomorrow to test out the Nacra 570. Oh yes, looking forward to that. All right, we've got Max in Rosenheim, Germany on board. He says, where near to Rosenheim, Germany, could I have a chance to hop on an infusion or evolution for a test ride?
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, that's exciting.
Do you know Rosenheim, Germany?
Yeah, of course. The best thing to do is to go to our website, Nacra Sailing, www.nacrasailing.com, and to go to the contact page. There we have a map from the whole world, and you can see where our dealers are. Our dealer in Germany is with an F18 Evolution. And he's from Linkstad, the company, and I think he's really open to have a test sail with you.
Nice, great stuff. All right, and last one in the live chat for now is from S Load. Hello, S Load. Great to have you with us. Do the Nacra folks, that's you, have any recommendations for a larger jib on an old 1988 5.0 for light wind sailing?
That's a good question. You know, we can always make something custom in the sail loft, so it will be possible always.
Yeah.
I don't think the performance of the boat will get really better.
Yeah, I think for sailing on the reaches or downwind, you'll get a bit more, but then you do need to consider the sheeting angle as well.
Yeah, the sheeting angle you always need to keep it around the front beam, and at some point when we go make the jib bigger,
it's going to come back.
It's going to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, like on the old Nacra 6.0. That's a big jib.
Exactly, or the jib cars. We had it on side on the hull itself, so it was on the side.
Kind of like where a spinnaker block would
exactly. Be. Yeah. So when you move forward with this idea, I would suggest to put a block on the side stay and have it move forward to adjust the jib and not keep it on the front beam.
Yeah, so it's possible, but I think the best. I think what the best thing to do would be to find a jib off a different type of boat, which is bigger, which has got a similar luff length. Put it on the boat, see where the sheeting angle needs to be, see if you can kind of like maybe tie a block with a cleat on with some rope or something to try it. And then if you like it, then it might be worth getting something made.
Definitely.
All right. So, okay, we're going to go back into the preloaded questions and then we'll be back with the live chat afterwards. Okay, so first one, easy one.
Yeah.
How much does a Nacra F18 Evolution cost?
Okay. So yeah, the Evo is the live prices and the current prices are always updated on our website. But if we're talking about F18 Evolution, we are talking about excluding tax around 25,295 euros.
Around that.
Yeah, you know, you can always add items to the boat. This price is, of course, without a trolley, without a cover, and that kind of stuff. So just a basic layout. But the starting price is a little bit more than 25,000 euros.
But if you already had a trolley, like if you were upgrading from, let's say, an Inter 18, and you already had a trolley, you've got a, let's say we're not worried about a cover, does that price get you the Evo ready to hit the race course?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. If you are more an advanced sailor, I think you will end up around the 26.
Yeah. But what else would you be looking to get if you were that advanced sailor?
So me personally, when you're an advanced sailor and you have the basic boat and you were looking to have the updates, all the upgrades on the boat, you were looking to have the Dyneema trapeze wires.
Okay.
So you will not be able to damage the sail that much, and it's a bit lighter. I would personally want to have the out kickers on the trampoline to be pressure somewhere from your trampoline to the outside, and then give you a little bit more grip. You personally don't like it, I believe.
No, we talked about this yesterday. Actually, the trampoline, the evolution that I tried yesterday, has got I think they're called kick bars, like you'd have on some monohulls to help, like a step to help getting out on the trapeze. Walter likes the kick bars. Personally, I would choose to have a more blank canvas.
Yeah, just flat.
Yeah, just flat. Yeah,
keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
so that will also be an update that I will recommend myself to put on the boat. Next to that, I would like to have the cover, the trolley, the back supports, and that kind of stuff. But you're really ready to go for this price. So
yeah,
it's a good aiming point to have a budget. You know what kind of budget you need to buy one. Yeah.
But it is an absolute monster, straight out of the packet. I think it's a very good choice of boat. I've tried it now. The video will be coming up soon once I've got that edited. And we had wind. Yes. All right. Where are we next? All right, here we go. This one comes from B-Boy X, who says, why does the Nacra 4.5 love to pitch pole? I have to trapeze all the way at the back when sailing with 2 people on there.
Yeah. Of course, B-Boy X, I don't know what your mast rake at the moment is. What we always suggest is that you put the mast not straight on the boat, but tilted slightly to the back. The more wind, normally, the more you tilt the mast to the back, and that will make sure that you will have less downforce when you have a nosedive during sailing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so more mast rake.
And if you really have this issue more often than often, after adjusting these kind of things that I just mentioned, you are always open and take contact with us, and we can have a look and see your pictures.
Yeah, nice. That is great customer service. Even if you've got a Nacra 4.5, which might be 20 years old, it's still covered by customer service.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is from Marcus King. He said, what is the maximum tension for the diamond wires on a Nacra 15?
I see. Yeah. Actually, Marcus King is racing at the moment.
Oh.
He just come off the water, I believe, in the UK. They just had the Nacra 15 Super Series in the UK.
Oh, wow.
So they had a big storm yesterday, so there were a lot of damages. So I understand his question also. And we have a tune guide, the trim sheet on the website. There we explain all the tensions of all the lines that we have on the boat, and for your side stays, forestays, diamond wires. It looks a bit like this. There you go. And as you see, we have it online on the website. We put the maximum tension for the diamond wire on 250 kilograms for the max type of weight.
Yeah. Cool. But I think if for the people who are coming from going from a monohull sailing background into catamaran racing, and when you've been on a monohull, you've seen loads and loads of pre-bend that you can see from half a mile away. On a catamaran, even with the maximum amount of pre-bend, you're only just going to see it in the mast, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Marcus, good luck sailing.
Yeah, good luck, Marcus. We believe in you.
Yeah,
you've got this. All right. Next, we've got Gunnar, who says, do Nacra also sell plain mast profiles, which I think I'd call blank mast sections? The mast of my Nacra Inter 17, oh, sorry, I read 17 before. Inter 17 needs replacement, but I want to keep as many parts as possible to keep the costs down.
Of course, I understand the question, Gunnar. Of course, we want to supply you with a new mast and want to help you out. Definitely. I think even you know now how to produce one mast.
I've worked the jig.
Yeah, definitely. So you can even see in video how we make it. But we can definitely supply you with a mast for Inter 17. The only thing that we need is your information. So you can contact us through Nacra Sailing, parts@nacrasailing.com, and we can help you out with the correct mast for your boat. So contact us, and we can find a way to help you.
Now, this might be just going one step too far, but if Gunnar took the fittings off his mast, put them in the post in a box, DHL to Nacra, obviously for the cost of how much the labor, could his old mast actually, the fittings be put on a new mast here? I know that's asking quite a lot.
Yeah, that's asking quite a lot. Then we also need to custom make the hull, so we have to have to have a look at it. Also, still, what's the condition of your parts of the mast? But definitely, if you want to order the blank mast and want to drill your holes yourself for the Inter 17, we can have a look at it. And,
just have to make sure it's really well sealed, because if you capsize, you don't want water getting in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Nice one. Sorry for the tough question there.
No problem.
I made that up as well. Okay. Next one is from Ant Davenport, who says, "Are they still making?" I think I know the answer to this. The 430 rocket. I recently got one. I don't think you could have much more fun on a 14-foot catamaran. No,
we are not producing it anymore. No.
Are you aware of this boat from the past?
We are really aware of this boat of the past. So
when was it last produced, do you think?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
20 years?
I think something around that. Yeah. But it's a long time. And at the moment, we don't produce this boat. The first one that comes to a little bit to the type of this boat will be the 500 that we currently have, but it's slightly bigger and just a little bit more advanced than the 430. And then
the 450 that Peter was talking about is going to be more similar to this.
Oh, well, nice that you talked about the 450.
Well, yeah, it's
just in the video.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
The world now knows.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
That means it's not top secret anymore.
This is something that is possible to come very close to the 430. So I think we can reach your expectations, and maybe keep your eyes on our social medias and website, and we can help you out in the future.
Great stuff. Okay. Next one. Anything else on the list? No, I think we've reached the finish line there, have we? Or was there another one?
Do we have helped Ryan already with this question about the split tail?
That was for me. I saw on the list.
All right.
So
should I ask the question now?
Oh yeah.
So we changed. So Joe, we have this question from Ryan on his Nacra 500 Mark 1. And he asked, what is the point of the split traveler, and do I really need one?
Okay, so if you're not familiar with a split tail traveler line, what it is it's a spliced traveler line that goes through the cleat and the actual traveler car, and then the rope splits into two, and it's tied off on the back beam evenly like that. And the idea is you have two lines going through the traveler car, which means that when you pull it in tight, the traveler car is held absolutely solid in the middle of the boat. The idea of this is because if your traveler goes even out like 2 centimeters, you're not going to be able to point as high. And this system was actually developed in the Tornado class. And of course, the Tornado class has got a much taller rig. And when you've got a taller rig, these differences get amplified over that height, which means on